your summer training, obviously it's another coaching change for you, and just what did you do to prepare yourself for this season, and was there any message that Rosofsky gave to you leading into the summer?
Summer was great. Training was awesome too. It was a good refresh. Some time off at the beginning of the summer. Stayed away from the rink. Then slowly ramped it up heading into July, August, and then eventually camp. As far as how I approached this year with the coaching change, no different. I had to do exactly what I do every year, stay in shape, improve on those parts of my game that I thought I needed to improve on from last year. But yeah, the same routine, it's pretty consistent for me. And then Warsaw's message, I don't think there was some conversation, some exciting conversations, but not much other than that. We kind of everybody I think really took their time to train and get ready for the season, and then we're here now. I mean, I know Warsaw pretty well for the last couple of years, so he didn't need to do much of an introduction with me. I'm sure. I know he talked to some guys that are newcomers with the Sharks that haven't been coached by him before, or haven't had him as a coach or assistant coach. So it's I knew how he was. I kind of knew what to expect heading into this camp. It'll be fun to see how he is behind the bench, but it's exciting times right now. I'm excited.
You have a letter on your jersey. We were told to keep in that letter on your jersey, but now you've got guys like Barclay and Tyler joining you in that leadership core. Luke and Mikhail were there last year. What did those guys bring in to help you with the leadership group? I mean, you took a lot of the brunt in such a tough season, and talking with us and kind of handling a lot of the outward, I guess, media coverage. What can those guys bring, not only in the room, but kind of maybe take a little bit, not less off your plate, but kind of share the load, if you will?
Yeah, those guys have a lot of experience, winning experience too. We have to have more of a winning mentality, more of a competitive mentality. I'm sure you guys will hear that a lot from a lot of guys. It's kind of a big thing for us to be very, very competitive, not just on the ice, off the ice, little games, ping pong, whatever it is. And those guys are, Goody and Toff. They've had cup experience and winning cups and stuff like that. So they're going to provide that that leadership role in terms of leading by example, and they can be vocal. I think there's a lot of guys that don't have letters that are leaders as well, and just the way they compete and the way they carry themselves off the ice and the relationships that they build with the people around them. So we got a lot of guys that are going to contribute to the leadership roles. We need that in our group. I don't think anybody's bigger than the other on this team. So we got to learn from each other, help each other up, pick each other up, and it's going to be a good one this year to have these guys help out.
Alex was just talking about maybe some of the guys are already starting to install some systems here. How different does it look now as opposed to maybe what you guys are doing in the last couple of years? I mean, especially on a defensive standpoint, I guess. We're in the really early phases of going over systems, and every day is something new that we're trying to figure out. So when we get out there and sort of get into the exhibition games, I guess we'll have a better feel for it. Like I said, it's really, really early, so we haven't practiced it much. I can't. Every system, a lot of systems are the same, or a lot of coaches will do a different system that you haven't seen before. I don't think it's anything that none of these guys have ever seen before. I think we've been playing hockey for a long time, so I think it'll be something that we're easy to jump into. Like I said, it's just coming together and being a unit of five out there and kind of being more organized in our D zone and stuff like that. So it's a good thing. I like that we're going over it right away early, and we're getting it done in practice. And it's a big part of our game that needs to improve our D zone. I was just going to say, I mean, how can this team just cut down on the goals again, especially 5-on-5? I mean, what's going to be the biggest key to that?
I think it's being connected out there. I think it's knowing your roles as individuals and coming together as a team to complete that role in the D zone. So, like I said, it's so early that it's hard to find answers on what we're going to need to do right now. It's a new group of players. It's a new coaching staff. It's a new system. So we'll see. We'll have more answers a little bit as we get going here. But I think the biggest thing, regardless of what your system is just being connected and knowing where you're supposed to be and where your role is in the D zone.
Nothing against, Addison or Emerson, those guys, but is it nice to have some veterans here, CC, Ballman, those guys come in here with a lot of experience. How much do you think just those guys will just help, I guess, settle things down?
It's always, it's always a benefit for leadership to have guys that, have been around and can kind of, help guide the younger players. But we have a mix of everything. We have a lot of young guys that are going to bring a lot of skill and talent and compete to our game. And then we got a lot of older guys who are going to do the same. Everybody has kind of a different role. So I think different players fit a different piece of the puzzle. So no matter who's in those roles, it's about us being again like a team and figuring out as individuals, what can I do to help the team win, or what can I do to build this locker room, make it a more fun locker room, a more competitive locker room. So everybody's going to provide that, and having CC and the other veterans back here, Wally here, and the guys up front that we got, it all.
I know you're excited going to every season, but what is just, does it feel different? What feels different this year, though?
I think just the overall excitement. I think a lot of guys have an edge. At the end of the day, we're all fighting for roles. I think that the young guys are coming in and they're making it more competitive for the older guys. We're gonna have, I feel like our older guys are competing, not saying, you're not taking my spot, and these younger guys are coming in trying to take a spot. And I think that just combining the two, it adds for a very competitive and fast-paced camp. So I think there's a lot of excitement, obviously, around the obvious players. I don't want to toot their horn, but there's a lot of excitement around these guys, these younger guys that are coming in, and I think we're just motivated. We feel the energy from the fan base around San Jose. We owe them a better season than last year and a better season than the last 5 since I've been here. We owe them something better, and we got to start trending in the upward direction. It's been going downhill for the last 4 or 5 years, and so now it's time to start trending upward. And we have the talent, we have the character guys in this room, we have the pieces to do it. But like I said, we just got to come in as a team, as a family, and figure out how we're going to do that. And we have our ways. I'm sure you'll hear it. Like I said, we have our strategies. Warsaw has his mottos that we're going after. I don't want to say them right now, but I'm sure you'll hear them throughout the year. But they're going to be around the locker room. We're going to live and die by them. So it's an exciting time for us right now.
Did Monserrato made a joke when he got to Vegas last year, and he was kind of, finally I'm around bigger guys, almost like he's saying, everyone's big like me here. Did this team need to get bigger? And it seems like you look around, everyone's 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", all these new guys that were brought in. Did this team need to get a little bit bigger, you think?
Does it need to get bigger?
Did it need to get bigger?
I think I don't know. I'm a player. I don't know how to build a team. I don't know what kind of size guys a team would need. But I think we need to get bigger in terms of our compete level and the way we battle out there and our desire to win. I don't know if we, I don't think that size has anything to do with it. Obviously, if you want to be a more physical team, I guess. But I think overall, from my perspective, what I believe in anyways, because I'm not an overly big guy and I'm a defenseman, so I want to fire myself up a little bit. I think it's just, bigger heart, bigger compete, and that's what we're gonna bring this year.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark.
I think you grew an inch over the summer.
Yeah, inch of hair.